Yo, it's me, Croc, Thrasher. And it's been a while since I've uploaded a Monster Hunter video or Monster Hunter Wilds video, and that is because well, the news on it has been very dim. There hasn't been much news lately. So now that the Monster Hunter YouTube channel has posted a live stream slash video showcasing some new things, some updates and stuff like that, some changes. I'm gonna go over them. This might be a really long video. I might uh do a two-part in this video, but I probably won't. This probably just be a really long video. Um, so if you like what you see, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. I'll hopefully future me will cut this into pieces so you can go to individual pieces that you want to go to, like weapon changes or um, the little videos and stuff like that, or skills or performance or whatever, right? You could just go specifically to those points in the video to click that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Well, first thing is the performance. They brushed up upon the performance. People complained about the performance in the little demo that they had recently in I think it was November last month, and people were talking about the performance, and they talked about how the final version performance has been improved on by a lot, especially the PS5 versions uh have been improved on by a lot. These are like what you can expect from the PS5 versions. I'll show you the Xbox versions and the Steam versions right now. They did talk about how people with different computers or different rigs, if you want to call them that, uh, you know, they're trying to work on making the game work for everybody. So performance may vary, of course, but I'm going to be playing on this on a PS5. They did talk about how they are preparing for the PS5 Pro and how that is going to be even better than the PS5 version, the normal PS5, and that's exciting to hear. Yuya Takeda, if I'm even saying that right, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but with all due respect, talked about the hit stops. The hit stops in the beta for some people did not feel sound or feel well, right? What is a hit stop? A hit stop is like when you hit the monster, it's like the impact of how that feels, right? And Monster on the Road, the hit stops were really good. Like when you would do that chew charge slash on a with the great sword, and you get that oomph, right? That oomph, you feel the power, you hear the critical psh, right? It feels amazing, right? It was a cause for issue for the beta when that wasn't a thing, and it didn't feel like it didn't feel powerful when you were landing these hits. So they talked about the hit stops. They talked about how they adjusted the sound, the way things feel. They also talked about the mitigation of friendly fire, so like getting knocked up and stuff like that. And we actually do have some video of these changes. So to me, that did feel a lot more meaty, a little bit more hefty, and that's awesome. I appreciate Capcom for doing their due diligence and taking. They didn't even have to do this, but they did it anyway for us, for the people who liked it. So thank you, Capcom. I appreciate that. And honestly, if they can like make it a switch, so people who don't like that and like the more like wet, silky attacks, like more silkiness, they can there should be a toggle to turn it on and off. Thank you though, Capcom. In other news, they also changed the friendly fire of weapons like hammer, great sword, switch axe, and the gun lance. Some people were getting a little bit too staggered on with these weapons, so they tuned down. They added a new animation for the stagger so you don't like fly across the map and stuff like that, but they also toned it down. And further adjustments, they said that further adjustments will be in the future if they find out things um are annoying or whatever for the players. They are down to change it and stuff like that. But we also have another video here to showcase what the new stagger animation would look like. Something really quick, they also talked about how the monsters in each area in the beta were like they were moving too much. And me personally, this is like a non-issue. I already knew like there was something like monsters don't do this. They don't always constantly move. They were moving like wild hearts, bro. The monsters were like go like as soon as you go to one zone to the other, they were already switching to the next zone. I already knew they were gonna fix this, but they touched up on it how monsters kept moving in different areas, and they also talked about how uh, there will be monsters that are literally designed to do this, so keep an eye out for that. And they also touched up saying that if monsters do this, you keep an eye out for the pop-up camps, so you can teleport to them or to the pop-up camps closest to where the monster is, of course, right? Now let's get some big news out of the way. We got some huge changes to the insect glaive, the lance, and the sword and shield, and the switch axe. We got some huge changes, some buffs to these weapons, some new moves even. Like for instance, the insect glaive has now gotten its fly back. Yes, you can finally fly again, just like you do in World, just mindlessly flying, you know, back and back and back and back. It's amazing. So yeah, here's the video. Also, the Insect Glaive has a new offset move. Congratulations, Insect Glaive people. You're eating well. You're eating well. Next up is the Lance. The Lance got some new add-ons. They talked about how it felt clunky to do the power block, or the like trying to easily like read the monster and tell like do trying to get ready for a counter and a block and strike. It was something about the beta was like messing people up and like doing these type of actions. So they said that they polished it, and they also added a new move to it. I just hope that these new moves have increased motion values. Next up, we have the switch X. Now, I wasn't really keen on what they meant by something was wrong with the switch X. I thought the switch X was fine, but here's the information here. They did talk about the knockbacks and stuff like that. I mean, all the information is right here. It's very neatly put into this pre-recording here. And we also have a new video here. Oh yeah, I remember. They said that they gave that move there hyper armor, the move where he does that flip in his empowered state. Yeah, they gave that hyper armor, so you won't be staggered. You can just poise through it like it's some type of like giant dad type build. You know what I mean? Get that hyper armor. Yes, sir. Next up, we have the sword and shield changes. Now, the sword and shield got some minor changes, like it can do the rising slash out of guard. It could do, polish up the chops, the new little chop animations that it has, and they improve the evasionness of the backstep and the slide swipe, which is awesome. I'm definitely gonna be playing this weapon, so I'm glad that they improved it just a tiny bit. Now, next up is the bow. They tune down the power of the tracer shot while increases the power of I think arc shot. They also, while in focus strike in the bow, it locks onto wounds one by one. That is a huge nerf to slow the weapon down. And all these general wide range adjustments to skills and elemental values to rebalance the full game content, including in-game. Well, we don't know what that looks like, so I don't even know why they have this up here, but yeah, overall adjustments to the hit detection and low damage output compared to the past Monster Hunter titles. Overall adjustment to hit detection and low damage output. So we're gonna get some crazy damage numbers in this game. That's my prediction. The whole elemental thing, I don't know why that is even here. I mean, we didn't have anything to base this off of because we don't have the game, and plus I don't even think any of the weapons in the beta had element, so I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, bow got nerfed. Here's what this the bow changes look like. Next up, we have some skills, the little bit further information on weapon skills and armor skills. Now, I completely, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I completely don't understand what the hell they're talking about. So I'm just gonna let them explain it. And you know, yeah, because I don't understand. What do they mean by the weapon skills and attack? I don't understand. So I'm gonna just let them explain it and let you guys listen to it.
に変更しております。
The other implication of the fact that in Monster Hunter Wilds you can bring a main weapon and a sub weapon was that your carefully chosen skill build on your armor would be completely wasted and be for naught whenever you change weapon. Suddenly all of those skills that you'd equipped on the armor might not be relevant depending on what the second weapon was. So the system now has changed so that skills that are mostly tied to weapon functions such as attack boost and guard are now attached to the weapons themselves directly. And then other more supplementary skills such as speed eating are still attached to armor. And by separating out where the skills go, it means that your skill build will actually make a lot more sense even as you change weapons throughout the hunt.
ありません。
Yeah, that's a great question and maybe a concern people might have had if it wasn't super clear how the system works. So it's a good chance to be very clear about it. Skills will never disappear from a weapon whenever you upgrade it within the same weapon tree.
今画面に映っているのが、ホープブレード2で、砥石高速化のスキルが、ついているかと思います。
So as you can see here on this screenshot, the Hope Blade 2 in the equipment info panel, you can see that it's got the speed sharpening equipment skill on it.
これを強化、したスライドに変えていただきますと、
When you upgrade that, it changes to a different weapon, and I think we have a second screenshot prepared, which we can switch to now.
ホープブレード3に強化した形になると、砥石高速化のスキルはついたまま、見切りの、スキルが新たに追加されています。
So as you can see with this screenshot of the Hope Blade 3, the equipment skill speed sharpening has been retained, and we've got an additional skill called Critical Eye, which has been included with the upgraded weapon. So as you can see, the skills didn't reduce, and some can be added, and also the level of existing skills might be increased the more you upgrade the weapon within the tree.
Might be increased in the tree. So this is RNG. Don't tell me that the skill tree is RNG. And you have to craft multiple versions. Like when you craft a weapon, the skill on it is RNG, so you gotta keep fighting and craft. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that. Oh my god, I don't want to wrap my head around that. If it is RNG, that's gonna be super confusing, and I don't want no part of that. If that is the case, if it's a case where like I can change it, sure, or I could add on to it, like Rise or like Safi Jiva weapons from World, then sure, like I could just add a material and change, or even Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts would be perfect because they had skills on the weapon and inherited skills and inherit skills where you can, like, you know, transfer them to the next upgrade tree and keep passing them down to the weapon that you ideally want at the end. But this is confusing. I'm not understanding what they mean by might increase. or might get. I don't like that. In final news, they talked about how the little NPCs that you have, like if you are playing solo and you want help, and so you have these little helpers to come help you, little NPC helpers. They talked about how are aren't really they won't be like breaking wounds unless you are not breaking wounds. You get what I'm saying? So if you made a wound and you aren't breaking that wound, eventually they will break that wound. But if it's like a time span, they said about like a minute or two of you not breaking that wound, they will break it because the wound does heal up. So they did talk about how like if you made 3 wounds and they're pretty close together, or something like that, that using a focus strike, they're working on making the focus strike only consume 1 wound and not all 3. It's gonna be pretty hard to implement that, especially with like charge blade and stuff like that, but they're working on that. They also talked about potential second beta, but he's not gonna be the one to announce it. It'll probably be Ryozu, which is my glorious King Ryozu. You know, he'll be the one to announce it. He doesn't feel comfortable announcing a second beta or potential news about a second beta. But yeah, and also they talked about like the spamming of the stickers, like people in the lobby spamming stickers and emotes in the background, and how to like get rid of that. And you can mute them. They said that they worked on a thing that you can mute them, and you can also turn the thing off in the setting. So yeah, they have that down because that was pretty annoying in the beta. People just spamming emotes and stickers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all the news. That's the breakdown. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Much love if you made it this far. If you want to see builds, discussions, theories, and stuff like that in the future, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe for more in the future. February 28th is when this game drops, and I hope to see you there. Peace out.